Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today got a BMW 120D in for a rear shock replacement. So I thought I'd do a quick video showing you how you get these done. Okay, so you can see the shock there. It's the bump stop at the top's falling apart. It's corroded at the top and probably not performing that well. So what we've got is a new shock, the new bump stop at the top. And I would usually recommend changing this mount right here. There's a rubber mount inside there that it sits inside. In this case, I've been asked just to check it, and if it's okay, refit it just to keep the price down. So yeah, first thing to do, get the car jacked up, which it already is, and we'll take the back wheel off. So I don't know who tightened up that wheel last, but it's far tighter than it should have been. But we've got it off, and now we can see the shock. We've got the bottom down here. That's just held on with one bolt through a bush, and then it's got 3 bolts holding the mount to the top here. But before we do any of that, we've got to take this guard off from underneath. So you're going to need a 10mm socket with a extension. Go up inside, feel that you're sat on properly, and then just undo, and there should be 4 of these holding it on. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to give these a bit of a spray at the top, just so they know we're going to be coming. And then whilst that's soaking in, let's move the camera down. We've got this nut here and the bolt going through the bottom of the shock. That's going to be an 18mm, and I'll just impact this off, we hope. Try not to catch the camera. So I'll get a spanner on the other side. That's the nut off. And then it would be best practice maybe to support the bottom of here. Okay, so next up is going to be the 3 bolts holding this top mount in. Now these are a E12 key. That's like a female star key. And what we want to do on each one of these, because chances are they're going to be a little bit rusted, is feel that up and then take a hammer and hammer it on. This side's a lot less rusty than the other side, and then they're not too tight. That one's broken off. Repeat with this one. Like I said, with the other side, when I hammered them on, the socket would stay up there with them. And final one. And then, like I said before I pull these out, there's maybe only a few threads holding it, and I don't want it to rip out the last few threads. So I'm just going to get a jack underneath the hub here, under the wishbone. I'm going to just jack up this side slightly, just to take any pressure off that. So that's good. You can see these are coming out by hand now. No pressure, and no risk of just stripping the last thread. That's two. I'm just going to have to reach in for this. And then last thing I'm going to do is get this bottom bolt out. Again, no tension in there. That bolts out, put that safe to one side if you're planning to reuse it. And then we'll just compress this down as such. You can see there's not much resistance there. And that's lifted out. And that's almost not bouncing back at all. You see that should be on its own, pulling back out. So it needs quite a lot of help from me just to actually extend again. So this dampers definitely needs changing. We can check this top rubber, trying to give it a shake side to side. It doesn't feel too bad, but we'll open it up and see what it's like. Okay, so once the old shock's off, providing you plan to reuse this, we're going to have to disassemble it a bit. If you're going to replace it with a new, then there's no need to go to this hassle of disassembling. But we're going to try and pop this up. And this is old plastic, so it's actually quite brittle. So I'm trying to be as gentle as I can, just to make sure I don't break it. So that's come out, and the gasket paper on top here stayed in good condition. So we'll put this plastic bit down to one side. And then to get this nut off, I've just got a plumber's pliers. I think it's a 16 on this one, maybe different on yours, and then we'll just give it a good impact. That's the nut out, that's the bit we want. We can check this over, get it cleaned up. I'm gonna have to pop this bit out like that. We'll get this all cleaned up. I'll check what the rubber's like inside, but first impressions is that it's okay. Now once I've got everything clean, we'll get it fitted on the new shock. Okay, so I've got everything cleaned up, and then first thing I'm going to do is fit this into here in this orientation. So just needs a bit of playing around. And there we are, it's in. Get that now, and take this nut off here. Slide that on first, and then we're going to need this top mount, which I've just cleaned up, and I don't know where I've put it. Okay, we found it hiding in plain sight, and this is going to go so that the bump stop mount is going to sit in here. Go up, and yeah, that's it. It's not going through more than that, is it? So next thing to do then will be to get this nut on. And now we get onto the nylock portion. It's going to be a bit difficult. So there's several ways you can do this. There's a special tool that BMW have. You could put a socket over this, grab the socket externally with like a big pipe wrench, and then turn the inside Allen screw that's in the top here. Maybe your shock doesn't have that, it's a different design. If you've got to grab this stanchion here, really you want to be grabbing this as high up as possible in like with some soft jaws or a soft vise, to make sure that if you do end up accidentally marking it, it's not going to be the part that's within the main travel of the damper, because that's going to cause the seals inside to get damaged if there's any nicks or anything on that. So yeah, most people aren't going to have the good BMW tool. So like I said, you can put the socket on the outside, hold the socket with a pipe wrench, and then turn this nut on the inside, and the torque on that would be 38 Newton meters. So just to try and show you a bit better what I mean, we've got the socket here, that's on the nut, and then this is on the stanchion of the damper. And because we're wanting to tighten it up, we're actually going to go anti-clockwise with the key here. And I'm going to get like again, the plumber's pipe wrench, that's clamping onto my socket. And the whole damper's turning onto the nut rather than turning the nut onto the damper. So now I've got to the last part. I'm going to get a better pair of grips, and I haven't got deep Allen bolts to go down into here, but what I can do is just get a feel for how much 38 Newton meters is off this much leverage, and try and clamp it up like that best as possible. It's a nylock nut at the end of the day, so hopefully, you know, shouldn't have any problems with it coming loose. Okay, so we've got that tightened up. I put the plastic cap back on top and then fitted this bump stop inside there. So what I'm going to do next is just fully compress it down, just pushing it off against my body. And then I'm going to hold it compressed. And obviously I've cleaned in here first. Wasn't too dirty, luckily. And get this squared in. And just while I remember, I've just taken the tension off the jack so that it's not pushing up and it's going to be fighting me. So get the bolt. That's through. Nut on the bottom. We'll just fit it loosely for now. That's perfect. And then with the jack, we're just going to go up. Just get it close. I don't want it touching, so you can see I've still got movement there, just so I can line the bolt holes up correctly. I've greased up all of these. And then yeah, get them all started off by hand.